There is growing speculation that former FBI Director James Comey could find himself in hot water legally following the release of DOJ Inspector General Michael Horowitz's report on the FBI's handling of the Hillary Clinton email investigation. The document is set to be released on Thursday of this week. Reportedly uses the word insubordinate to describe James Comey's behavior during his time at the FBI. Here's President Trump's attorney Rudy Giuliani just yesterday.
First thing we're going to get is a report from Inspector General Horowitz on Comey's handling of Hillary, which I think is going to be very, very critical, as it should be. Comey really has a chance of being prosecuted as a result of it, but we'll see.
Comey has previously defended his handling of the email probe by saying he made the best decisions possible given the situation. Let's bring in Alan Dershowitz, Harvard Law Professor Emeritus and author of the book, The Case Against Impeaching Trump. Always great to see you. So talk to me about Rudy Giuliani and James Comey. Is he right about what he's saying in terms of he could find himself in legal trouble?
Well, Rudy's a good friend of mine and a great lawyer, but I fundamentally disagree with trying to criminalize political differences in this context. Look, I've been a longtime opponent of trying to criminalize political differences by Donald Trump and by people in the Trump administration. And now that the shoe's on the other foot, I take the same position. Let's not turn disagreements into crimes. Even if he acted insubordinately, that's not a crime. And we have to start disarming both sides and stop weaponizing the criminal justice system and using it against political opponents. So I hope that if he's criticized, that's fine in the marketplace of ideas. But let's not turn criticism into criminalization on either side.
All right, so that's Rudy Giuliani's take on it. But let's take a look and hear from Bob Goodlatte on the same topic, because what he's saying is if it does progress to the point where Comey or anybody else coming out of the Inspector General's report needs further litigation or prosecution, here's what he sees.
I think, and many others in the Congress continue to think, that we need to have an independent special counsel, separate and apart from the work that Mr. Mueller is doing, to handle these potential criminal referrals and to look into this matter for the possibility of finding further matters beyond what the Inspector General does.
So, Alan, what I hear the Congressman Goodlatte saying there is, you know, let's have somebody who can take a look at this so that you can see whether or not it's simply politics.
Well, that's what the Inspector General is doing. But, you know, I don't think two wrongs make a right. I think it was wrong to appoint a special counsel to investigate Trump. I think it's equally wrong to appoint a special counsel to investigate Comey. You know, everybody thinks that special counsel...
Even though we know he's leaked information, we know some of the things that James Comey has done. And by the way, politically, he's not making either side of the political aisle happy.
There's no question about that, but you don't turn political opposition into criminalization. Leaking is not a crime unless it's leaking of a grand jury material. Let's understand that there are criminal statutes, and they should be defined narrowly, and we shouldn't be weaponizing the criminal justice system against either side. I was critical of President Trump when he called for lock her up to Hillary Clinton, or let's have a special counsel to Hillary Clinton. The president has said that he thinks special counsel are unconstitutional. I don't agree with that. But if he thinks they're unconstitutional as to him, they are surely unconstitutional as well as to Comey or as to anybody else. We have to have neutral principles, the same principles.
All right.
People confuse my advocacy. I'm not there as an advocate for President Trump. I'm an advocate for civil liberties because the American Civil Liberties Union is dead in the water.
Alan, because I'm going to lose you, and I want to step in with what we know to be true about allegations of bias inside the FBI. We had text messages flowing between at least two employees that we know about who were having an affair, who would like to press against this president. And was there bias inside the FBI? I mean, the Inspector General is looking at a whole lot here.
And he should be, and those are appropriate functions for the Inspector General. To me, having an honest Inspector General, and we have one, obviates the need for special counsel. He should be looking into this, and he will make a report.
And if there's signs of bias that come out of this, we know that he can't prosecute. So if there's signs of bias...
He can't prosecute, but he could recommend prosecution, but he has to show that there's an actual crime committed, and that crime would be prosecuted whether it was done by a Democrat, a Republican, or an independent. We have to have one standard of justice for all, and we have to use the criminal law only as a last resort when there's clear evidence beyond a reasonable doubt that an existing statutory crime has been committed. I don't think that standard has been met for anybody so far involved in this whole disaster.
All right. Well, we will all be waiting
2016 election.
Waiting for that IG report to come out to tell us exactly ahead of a Senate hearing as well. So we're going to learn a whole lot later this week. Alan Dershowitz, thank you for being on the program. Appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.